everyone. So I decided to talk about The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That movie is amazing, in my opinion, and many people's opinion actually, because it got pretty high rates on that one. So let me go. So first thing is to summarize the film. So basically, it's about a man that lives in the corporate life. He is a negative. Well, he works at basically Life magazine, which I don't know if there's some young people here that never heard of Life magazine, but it was an amazing magazine. It's been around for a very long time. So the company is closing down, and he actually works in the filing department where all the negatives of all the pictures, what do you call it, of all the photos. Anyways, something big happens at the Life magazine where he had to go off on an adventure. Finally, the first time in his life, even though that's what he wanted to do when he was young. What do you call it? And to find the photographer that has this special photo, this negative, that the last issue is going to be about. So the how do you call it? Somebody at the corporation tells them he better go find it. So now he's off and about. Now let me just start by saying that he's a daydreamer. He's never had a real life. So he's always daydreaming and stuff. So that's the beginning of the movie. It's kind of out there for some people. I like it. It's very fantasy. It gives that little fantasy aspect to it. But after that, the adventure begins. And you almost think that he is in a fantasy because how beautiful. They're able to go to different countries and stuff. What do you call it? And I'm not going to ruin it for you. But anyways, it's really good. It's self-awareness. So this brings me to the next question, which is talk about how it relates to the subject we covered in class. So actually, I think it relates to all of it. Self-portrait, it's about him, self-awareness, seeing himself through the mirror. How I call it? Really, it's almost like a coming-to-age story, but it's not because he's like almost in his 50s. So it's like midlife crisis meets coming to age because he finally figures out who he is, even though he figured it out when he was young. How you call it, strangers. He gets to meet all these different types of strangers throughout this adventure. That only goes into the next subject is family and intimacy, because he basically opens himself up and allows himself to find and create this intimacy with the people, community. And so it brings into community as well, because you're gonna see through the photography eyes, like you're gonna see be a part of the community of the photographers, you know what I mean? And also adventurers, people that love to travel and stuff. So I feel like it touches almost every base. The next is give the critic feedback. Oh, I already said in the beginning, I loved it. What do you call it? It's beautiful sceneries. As a photographer, I want to visit all these places, and I just want to capture it myself. Also the storytelling is just so beautiful. The music, if you're a music lover, you're going to be singing along because you're going to know a lot of these songs, and you're going to feel for him. You're really going to be a part of his adventure. Let's see, and would I recommend it? Yes, obviously, right? The way I'm talking about it. Yes, I recommend it 100%. You should definitely check it out. How you call it? Especially if you're into traveling and adventure. What do you call it? And you just want to see someone grow on a movie screen, I would say. For a photographer aspect, the beautiful sceneries, showing, it kind of gives you a perspective of what else you can do in the photography world, because it's not only being a photographer, you know what I mean? You can, well, we don't work with negatives like that, but I'm guessing these magazine companies has their storage and, people that file through, digital photos and things like that. You have to, you could be an editor of photography. So then you can, what do you call it? Scan through and see what would actually be on a website, on a magazine. I guess they don't do that very often anymore. Let's see. Sorry about that. I had to do a pause. But anyways, so basically to sum it up, how you call it? It just gives you great insight, into the world of how it used to be when it came to photography back then with negatives and stuff. But it also gives you a perspective of how life, where life can take you and what you should do with what you dream about. You know what I mean? And so as a photographer, as artists that we are, we have lots of dreams. And so I think this is a really beautiful film to watch.